President Trump has been saying for weeks he might start handling White House press briefings himself. But he may want to rethink that strategy because a new Monmouth University poll finds that 61% of voters believe that our president, quote, does more to hurt his own cause when he speaks on behalf of the administration. Now, that might sound like good news for Sean Spicer's job security. Yet, unfortunately, the same poll found that just 28% of people feel that Sean Spicer helps the president at all when he speaks on behalf of the administration. A catch-22 like this is enough to make your face spin. So what can the administration do to better massage their message? Let me ask Fox News chief national correspondent and author of 42 Faith, a book you must order today, the return of Ed Henry. Welcome back, Ed.
Good to see you. Just in time for Father's Day. Great book.
It is a great book for Father's Day, a great read, and a wonderful story.
Thank you.
Now, you have a story to tell about the American people losing faith in the commander-in-chief to tell his own story and relay his own message. What is going on with these numbers?
Well, I think what's interesting about this is Donald Trump has been doubted before. And do I think that this poll might be right, that people are a little anxious about the tweets, they're a little anxious about the president himself always grabbing the megaphone? Yes, there have been errant tweets, there have been wacky tweets, there have been tweets that maybe went too far in accusing former President Obama of wiretapping Trump Tower, for example.
Yeah.
Some of that has come back to bite the administration. Yes, there was surveillance during the Obama administration. Maybe the tweet was grounded in some truth, but there, the bottom line is it has not been some of the president's best communications moments. Let's be fair and balanced. Let's be honest about it. It has not always worked. And I think it's gotten a little absurd now that Sean Spicer is still the press secretary, but they're shrinking his role down to the point that, yesterday he did the briefing, but he didn't do it on camera. And rather than the usual 45 minutes or an hour, he did it for like 12 minutes or something. It's being shrunk down now to the point where it's almost absurd. So here's the big picture point, though. Yes, has the president had some stumbles? Sure. But on the other hand, we heard this same refrain during the campaign. The president can't communicate. He's going to lose to Hillary Clinton. It's a disaster. Why is he doing these rallies? Why is he doing it this way? Why is he tweeting? And you know what? He won. His message got out. And so my bottom line point is it ain't perfect. It's not smooth. But at the end of the day, despite this poll, I do still think he's this administration's best messenger.
Well, and I think that his press briefings are certainly entertaining.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect, can you state categorically, Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question? You're attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be.
Can you give us a question?
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
That was the president being combative with CNN's Jim Acosta.
Yeah. And look, and again, there's another moment where, all of these smart pundits were rubbing their chins right after that saying, boy, that's going to hurt. That he went too far. That was a big mistake. And you know what? The president's base loved it because there are a lot of people in this country that are simply fed up with the mainstream media. That is a fact that this president gets better than probably anybody in American politics or American life right now. Again, does he go too far sometimes with the tweets? Yes. Does he go too far sometimes in the back and forth with reporters? Yes. But bottom line is he pushes back in a direct, blunt way that the American people have been hungering for.
Yeah, I think, you saw the results in the Montana congressional race. And politicians being combative with reporters doesn't necessarily sit badly with voters. And it's interesting, as you point out, maybe some of the respondents to this Monmouth poll have an issue with the tweets and that kind of messaging. But I do think you're right. I do think that the president doesn't do himself a disservice by talking directly with the media, even when it comes to those contentious moments. Does he have the energy to keep it up? Do you really think he's going to do it every 2 weeks?
I think he probably will because, look, what's the alternative? It's the sort of Hillary Clinton approach of dodging the media. Think about how long she went without taking questions from us. Then she finally did, and she'd dance around about the email server. She'd dance around about something else, and it was inauthentic. So my bottom line point is it perfect, the president's strategy? No. Is it bumpy? Is it less than smooth? Sure, but it's authentic. It is who he is. He cannot change that at the age of about 70 years old.
I was actually surprised that he didn't himself have a longer 75-minute press conference before his first foreign trip. When the Comey news and some of the Russia leaks and allegations were really building up. We'll see if that happens next week
when
James Comey testifies before the Senate
pushes back and
Committee.
explains better than almost anybody in the administration. So
Yeah.
you're right. He'll end up making a headline that maybe they didn't want, but the broader picture. Think about that news conference he had a couple of months ago where he literally took 20 or 30 questions, all takers, come at me, multiple follow-ups. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty the whole time, but it worked.